Hello and welcome to Massachusetts site of 8 Bowl Super Speedway and chase race number 1 for all 3 series. But first up, the Reebok Truck Series, and chasers dominating the first 2 rows here a little bit. The top 3 spots, all chasers. And the starting grid looks like this. Alex Perkle will start outside row 1 alongside Katone Nakagawa, who comes in with the 16th seed in the chase. Kyle Collins, top non-chaser, will start 4th alongside Seth Cole. Alan Cavagnaro and Chris Luvia row 3. Tim Greenwich, Amanda Shelley row 4. With Zachary Fitzwater and Hiroshi Kazuyoshi row 5. Here's the rest of your starting grid. You can recognize the chase trucks because they'll be the ones that are pretty much all red and blue. Here in this one, a little bit of white on some of them. The chase grid, though, as they come into play, Max Newirth, you just saw him there. He has the number.
Start your engines.
He has the number 1 seed, as with 5,060 points, 4 wins. Seth Cole second with Paul Swanson. As problems for someone ahead of John Irvin. It's Kyle Matthews. Oh wow! So the terrible season continues for them. William Duncan, John Irvin was 5,030. They had 2 wins in the regular season. And those all with the 1 win, that's the rest of the chase grid. Steve Pollard, who ended up as the regular season points leader. Alex Perkle, Preston Plord, James Shelley, Jessica Shelton, Jay Stella, Sam Young, Charles Jackson, Mason Powers, Matt Dixon, and Katone Nakagawa. Onboards that we will carry today: Max Newirth, Seth Cole, Paul Swanson, William Duncan, Alex Perkle, Jay Stella, Preston Plord, and the only non-chaser onboard will be Alan Cavagnaro carrying the Ford onboard, should we need them. But the pace truck will get ready to pull off. And we will have 20 laps of racing here. Passing sometimes hard to come by. And the green flag is out. We're underway with chase race 1. Nakagawa and Seth Cole with the early jump out there to get first and second. They clear Perkle. Alan Cavagnaro are going to try and fill that hole and try and clear Perkle as they go down the back straightaway. And he will do so. And Cavagnaro wants second early on. Going inside Seth Cole now for the second spot. Perkle now to third. And Kyle Collins now 4th. Matthews still sitting on the pit lane. A little bit of a gap back here. Nakagawa is going to get a key bonus, 5 bonus points there, leads lap 1. And now Alex Perkle to the top spot. It's a little bit of a break in the field. I was trying to see if there was a wreck. There wasn't. So we keep going green. There you see Sam Young, Matt Dixon, their chase schemes. And back up front, Alex Perkle not going to lead a lap. Kyle Collins quickly shoving him out of line. And Perkle going to fall towards the back a little bit now, with no help on the far outside line of that one turn. Lap 2 goes to Kyle Collins, but now Alan Cavagnaro with his teammate behind him, Tim Greenwich, the 2 BKR Fords. I think literally the only Fords in this entire field. Cavagnaro now going to block Collins. And pulls right back in front of his teammate, trying to help him out a little bit. Wasn't quite able to. And didn't quite. He barely had Collins cleared. Seth Cole was able to get back to the bottom. And Charles Jackson starting to work his way up towards the front. 3 laps, 3 different leaders here at 8 Bull. Cavagnaro leads lap 3, and here comes Kyle Collins back to the top spot. Has Seth Cole pushing him now down there. So now Seth Cole to the top chaser spot right now. And the way, while they've got this going on, the way that the chase grid worked was each driver got 15 points per win for the regular season. That's why the bottom of it is at 5,015. All 16 drivers in this chase grid had a win in the regular season. As the top 5, actually top 6, all single file there. And that didn't take long. Chris Louvier going to make it 3 wide with Cavagnaro and Collins for the race lead. Collins led the lap. And Charles Jackson goes to the bottom with the 51. James Shelley up here as well, looking now inside of Greenwich. This will turn to the outside, though, for the next corner. 3 chasers there, as I see the 3 of Mason Powers, and I also saw, there he is, the 25 of Steve Pollard, the regular season points leader. So Cavagnaro back to the lead as the top 4 all single file. Amanda Shelley makes a move, and they're going to be 3 wide with Mason Powers, James Shelley. And that's Tom Shelley on the outside of that. And I think I just saw 4 wide back here. Oh, they're trying it. 3 chasers in that. Nakagawa. Now it's 4 chasers, 4 wide. William Duncan backing out of it. So they were 4 wide. They keep it going straight. We stay green. And now Amanda Shelley to the race lead. Tim Greenwich 2nd, Steve Pollard 3rd, and Kyle Collins now looking for 4th. Pollard makes a move down to the inside of Greenwich down the front straightaway, as Shelley now leads a lap. Pollard will clear for 2nd. As we look at the battle for 3rd there, between Louvier and Greenwich. Steve Pollard makes a move inside of Shelley for the top spot, trying to become the 2nd chaser to lead a lap today, joining Kato Nakagawa, the pole sitter. And he will do so now, so Steve Pollard leads the lap now at 8 Bull. I'm surprised Tim Greenwich didn't make a move there. A couple guys hit the apron there in turn 1 and 2. As top 4 are now single file. Kyle Collins trying to lead the outside line, which will turn to the inside. It's one of the things I like about 8 Bull, is the idea that you have one turn that goes to the left, another turn that goes to the right. Chris Louvier thought about 3 wide. Now he will take it 3 wide with Collins on the inside, leading the inside line now. And Amanda Shelley left out to dry, and Steve Pollard with no help really out there in front of this pack. As Charles Jackson now to the top chaser spot, looks for the lead. One of 2 dodges in the chase, and Kyle Collins going to try and go to his inside as Greenwich led the lap. Stephen Pollard III also going to try and help out that middle line here, as Steve Pollard's coming back up on the inside line. Alex Perkle also there as well. Steve Pollard actually got to the outside of Collins, but Collins chose to go to the bottom because he knew which line was going to be on the inside. And that will propel Charles Jackson to the top chaser spot, as only 2 cars were on the outside line through 3 and 4. James Shelley clears as well, one of the top 4 now. And 2 chasers make a move to the inside. Charles Jackson, James Shelley trying for the top spot as Kyle Collins leads that lap. I think every single lap we've had a different leader, which is beyond what I was expecting. Charles Jackson wasn't able to clear Collins there through turns 1 and 2. And will now lose ground here through 3 and 4 as the top 3 are going to be non-chasers. Here comes William Duncan and Jessica Shelton on the inside to be the top chasers now. And for back-to-back laps, Kyle Collins will lead. Shelton makes a move. They're going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Tom Shelley on the inside, Stephen Pollard III the middle, and Kyle Collins the outside. Shelton now a top chaser as Greenwich is behind her. Only 2 chasers have led today. Kato Nakagawa in the 7 and Steve Pollard in the 25. Shelton makes a move to the inside of the 97 as Kyle Matthews, a lat truck, now starting to play a factor. They will catch him because he's only going 175 to the field's 189. What line does Kyle Matthews go? He'll actually block the leaders. Doesn't matter. Shelton will lead the lap though, but Kyle Matthews blocks the race leaders. And now chasers run 1-2. William Duncan to 2nd. And Charles Jackson to 4th. So chasers 1, 2, and 4. And that could have been ugly had Kyle Matthews moved up just a little bit more. William Duncan now makes a move to the inside for the race lead. I love the touch of the blue hubcaps there on that car, on that truck. I really do. Kyle Matthews' lat truck goes into the 2nd spot now, as they're 3 wide back here. A lot of chasers in there. There's Shelton, Jackson, Nakagawa, Shelley. And meanwhile, Kyle Matthews is going to try and earn his lap back the hard way. William Duncan leads the lap, becomes the 4th chaser of the day to lead. And Stephen Pollard III now to the race lead with Tim Greenwich 2nd. Lovely look at the pace truck. And Johnny Gardner 3rd, Jackson 4th, Duncan now 5th ahead of Shelton. And they're going to dispatch a Kyle Matthews once again. So Matthews up to speed is what he's proving now, but proving to be somewhat of a nuisance in terms of playing a role in who's leading. Jackson to 3rd, though, around Greenwich. And it'll be Pollard leading the lap. Gardner now makes the move inside for the race lead. And Jackson thought about looking to the middle, thought better of it. Look at the back of the field. Jay Stella's back here. Paul Swanson, one of the chasers as well. There's Matt Dixon hanging out at the back. Seth Cole, one of our front runners early on, right now running in the mid-20s. There's Alex Perk. We saw him earlier. Mason Powers was up towards the front. Binky Louvier's in the draft. That's never a good thing. And back up to where the leaders are. Johnny Gardner now to the top spot as Matthews once again looks to get his lap back. He's hoping, praying for a caution at some point. Pollard now makes it 3 wide. He wants the lead. Nakagawa, the pole sitter, coming back up towards the front now. Wants to show some stuff up here now. Charles Jackson once again back up into the top 5. Been different periods of drivers that we've been talking about all day so far. As Duncan now makes a move for the race lead, and Pollard with pretty much no help's gonna get this move done easily. Charles Jackson also kind of with nowhere to go. And Shelton just kind of chilling up there, I think waiting for the inside line here because there wasn't anyone to her inside. And that's wrong BKR truck. Alan Cavagnaro going for the lead. Duncan leads the lap again. Doesn't quite clear this time by. As lap time's starting to fall off a little bit too. 3 wide towards the back of the picture there. Eric Powers, who just missed the chase literally by 1 single point, was second in points without a win. 1 point behind Pollard, Steve Pollard coming into this. And so that's how much he missed the chase by. Now moves his way up into the top 5. And what? Pit stops and Nakagawa's wrecked. What just happened? Tom Shelley's got damage. Katon Nakagawa's chase starts off rocky as well. And the field coming back to the caution. Jeff James leads. Charles Jackson's got damage. He's one of the chasers. And he's out. So a rough start to the chase for 2 of the chasers, Katon Nakagawa and Charles Jackson. Meanwhile, there's the leader. And what a good break, I guess. If you're Steve Pollard, Jessica Shelton, maybe. I don't know how this is going to play out. Will the leaders have to pit under the caution, or did Jeff James just get gifted a free win? Well, actually, sorry, we'd have the green-white checkered anyway, but I'm not quite sure what happened coming to the pits. And yes, they will have to pit. Binky Louvier is going to stay out. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Binky Louvier is going to be leading a Reebok Truck Series race. Well, let's take a look at what happened to bring out the caution. And as long as Binky Louvier does not pit, she will lead the field down for the green-white checkered here at 8 Ball. And we're back. Here's what happened. Alan Cavagnaro is going to pit. Charles Jackson decides to pit. Katon Nakagawa, I guess, got called in late or something. Didn't get set up right to come in. Just barely clips the pit wall. Gets Charles Jackson involved as well. And Tom Shelley with nowhere to go. And that's what's going to bring out the caution as those 3 go off into the wall. And just a tough break there. Nakagawa almost missed the barrels at the end of pit lane. Almost. But no cigar. And with that, we'll take you back to see how the field was lined up for the green-white checkered. And we are back. Binky Louvier is your leader. Preston Plord second. Paul Swanson, Jay Stella, a couple of chasers row 3 there. William Duncan, chaser in row 4. Mason Powers in row 5. You also have Max Neworth, chaser in row 6. Alex Perkle in row 7 is a chaser. In row 9 you have John Irvin. I miscounted there. That was row 8. I don't know. Either way, the impossible has happened here at 8 Ball. Binky Louvier leads us to the green flag. We're underway once again. Been a good start for the 69 truck. Paul Swanson into second. Please restore our sanity. No cautions will come out in this 2-lap little sprint. Preston Plord kicked up on the outside, no help. Paul Swanson, Jay Stella, a couple of the chasers. If a chaser wins, they're automatically advanced to the next round. There goes Swanson. Stella's not going to stay there, though. There's no way. Stella makes the move 3 wide. Will it be a chaser going to victory lane? Alan Cavagnaro going to be about the only one that has anything to say about it. Does he make the move? Doesn't look like it. Dodge and Ford. And in chase race number 1, we almost saw the impossible happen. But off the final turn, Jay Stella going to punch his ticket to the next round. He wins the Cereal Bowl 200 at 8 Bowl. And Binky Louvier still finished 6th. Things happened today. Things happened. Look through the field so you can see where you finished. So the top 5 that are unhumiliated today: Jay Stella, Alan Cavagnaro, Paul Swanson, William Duncan, and Sky Commons. The top 10 behind them: Binky Louvier, Tim Greenwich, Dylan Young, Greg Jones, and Jake Baskinger. Sorry about that. There you see the bottom of the field. So an exciting chase race number 1, and Jay Stella punches his ticket into round number 2 already in chase race 1. Next 2 races are easy for him. No pressure. I'd like to thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.